3, 2, 1, go.
And we're off.
Woo.
Yay!
0 emission,
So as I was
100%.
saying, yeah, 100%. All the items, 100 of them. So it's kind of easy to keep track.
Surprisingly enough. Back when Metroid games actually had 100 items, and it made sense. So, like, very initially, like, just kind of grabbing Morphle and getting a few kind of items to start with, missiles and bombs as well.
Yeah, so this game is kind of maligned casually for being fairly small, which is true. But what really comes through when you start getting into speedrunning, especially in this category, is that the way the game world is designed, there are a lot of shortcuts. There are a lot of different ways to get from A to B.
Yep.
And it's really a speedrun router's paradise.
Apparently the stream isn't handing through very well.
The stream is stuttering pretty badly right now.
Typical zero mission.
Yeah.
Hopefully something can be done about it.
So can people hear us or not?
Yeah, people can hear us.
Okay.
It's just stuttering. For some reason. Nice doubles. You've all got all of them. I guess you want to explain what doubles are, really, because...
A hard trick.
Yeah.
That's an understatement, I think.
Yeah, the first
Basically,
mini boss, he only has... Sorry, go on.
You want to hit 2 missiles on the same frame on the boss to speed it up, because it takes 3 missiles to kill.
Yeah. I think like, the general idea is you jump like with a specific timing, so you're like kind of catching up to the missile in midair and then fire the second one.
Yep.
If you're familiar with doubles in Fusion, these ones are a little different, because in Fusion you just have to get 2 missiles inside quite a wide hitbox at the same time, but for this, both of the missiles are hitting the same spot from below, so they have to be exactly synced up. So in terms of comparing the route for 100% to the natural route, you ignore basically everything the game tells you to do and just go around collecting the items in really the most efficient order. There's not much backtracking, which is nice.
I've forgotten how slow the text is on English.
Yeah, it's really confusing.
Welcome to my
I guess-
world.
Yeah. I mean, the other thing is as well, like this route does crate first instead of ready first, right? Because you need speed booster for a lot more items
That's right.
than you do other stuff, and you get speed booster in crate.
Yeah, for any percent we usually do Ridley first, but for 100% we really want speed booster by the time we enter Ridley area, because if we have speed booster we can collect all the items in that area in one go, which is much faster than returning to it later.
Yeah. There's also a bit of route divergence here. Mobius is doing something called the early Brinstar route, so he's going to clean up some bits of Brinstar now, whereas the other 2 guys are going straight to grade. So it's going to be a little bit of desync between the 2 of them for now.
Yeah, so for the majority of the stream, well, for the first half anyway, it'll look like Mobius is way behind. He isn't. He's just doing Well, you might be, but you're doing stuff that we end up doing later instead.
Yeah. So it's not really behind or ahead, it's just different route, and things will sync up again in cleanup.
By the time we hit Torian, really.
Oh, okay, right, yeah. My bad.
The two routes are very similar in terms of speed, so it kind of comes down to preference. Even though this route seems a lot less intuitive, it's actually the one that was commonly used first before people figured out they could just go get the stuff and clean up.
That's also another thing to mention is that although Mobius will be going like near Various Suit, he's not going to grab it because you get it for free later on, and it's not really needed at all apart from that. So there's no point taking the time to actually go and grab it.
Yeah, for some reason, when you get your fully powered suit, spoilers, the game gives you the area for free.
It's pretty convenient. Getting stuff for free is always nice, especially 100%.
Yeah.
There's not actually that many areas in the game where you need Warrior, so we just blatantly ignore it. Just take the damage when necessary.
Yeah, you can get quite a few tanks early.
So I guess another kind of classic thing with Zero Mission is always like ammo management and keeping track of things, and because Mobius is doing some of Prince cleanup early, he's going to have more missiles going into Kraid, so he doesn't have to worry as much about kind of ammo management as the other two guys do.
Yeah, for the first part of Kraid, I'm always really worried about how many missiles I have, because we have to kill a boss that takes a lot of missiles. And after that, we have to kill 2 additional enemies that also take a lot of missiles, incidentally. So I might collect a few extra drops and just accept the fact that I'm losing a bit of time.
Of course, it is possible to kill that boss in cleanup, but well, it's a long story.
It's complicated. It's also slower, like, right? It's slower.
I'm not sure that's true.
It's debatable.
It is debatable, which is why nobody does it.
It's a pretty good reason. Yeah, so Mobius is just heading into Kraid now. The other guys have been there for a little while. But like we said earlier, he's not behind, he's just doing a different route. So he has more items going into it.
Yeah, the first few minutes of the game are often the hardest. I didn't hear any swearing from either of the other guys, so I'm guessing it didn't go too badly.
Everyone seemed to have pretty nice criteria.
I got good drops. I'm fine. I'm not complaining.
Not complaining is always a good thing.
I have a lot of missiles.
Well, you kind of always do, right?
So I guess another minor thing is that because these guys kill Acid Worm first, you'd have to do Acid Worm skip, which, if you're familiar with any percent, you'll know is kind of a dumb trick. But you don't have to do it in this route, so if you were looking out for it, unfortunately you won't get to see it today.
Yeah, unfortunately. Yes, to explain what I was talking about earlier, the other big route for this category does Acid Worm late, but because we don't have Power Grip yet, we haven't been to criteria. To do Acid Worm skip, you need to actually just bomb jump across that room, which is pretty hard.
Yeah.
You have to do a very specific bomb jump, in such a way that you don't gain too much height, but that you're mostly like flung sideways by the bomb jump. And making sure you don't like gain too much height so you don't hit the ceiling is pretty complicated. You have to time it pretty well.
I mean, it's possible. People have done runs of that route. but it's a pain.
Yeah, definitely.
We have a $10 donation from Mibster. Here's to going fast. Cheers. And Ground Flyer donated $20. Thanks for the weekend entertainment. Here's for helping pay for more of it. Thank you very much.
So Igor's just entering a great fight now, and no super missiles, so this fight kind of takes quite a few missiles to do, I think. Ooh. So many things.
Great fight as usual.
That was amazing.
It's pretty hard in 100%.
Yeah.
So because I actually used that many missiles, I have to collect a few from Crate because I need a few exiting the area, which is really
What, you
bad.
actually have less than 10?
Yeah,
Yes, 7.
I only had 7.
Nice.
Crate without super missiles is significantly worse.
Most runners are good at Crate. I am not one of them.
Yes, but now killing Crate gets speed booster, and so you get lots of cool shiny sparks and stuff.
Oh my god.
It's terrible.
I tried to go for a corny strat, but I messed it up.
Oh well.
Oh well.
You messed that strat up a lot.
It's because it's new.
Okay, yeah, that's a pretty viable excuse, I'll give you that.
Alright, I got my trademark.
Oh, the JVJ setup. I guess you want to explain refill glitch then, since you're doing it.
I mean, I didn't do it ultimately, but it looks cool, so that's the important thing.
Yeah.
The idea is, after you collect an item, like nothing happens for a few frames before you get taken to the item screen. So if you manage to land in the thing while you're collecting the item, then you get to trigger the refill before you get taken to the item screen, which lets two things happen at the same time.
Yeah. So you're not waiting for the refill to happen, basically.
Yeah.
Speed things up.
Nice.
Nice crate.
Yay, the stream is viewable now.
Right.
Awesome.
That is preferable.
Yeah, so after doing Creed and like collecting quite a few, do you collect all the items in Creed now?
We collect a few.
Not quite.
Yeah, okay, I wasn't sure. But now the general idea is to go back through Brinstar and head towards Criteria and then Norfair, pretty sure.
Yeah, we head to Norfair and then Criteria to pick up Power Grip.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an enforced detour. You need Power Grip to progress through Norfair.
Yeah.
But it's
I
also
forget
very
how
useful
these
because
areas fit together.
going to Criteria lets us get super missiles really, really early, so it works out.
Yeah, early super missiles are necessary for us to pick up, to pick up some items faster in Norfair. Because there's a few super missiles door we have to pass.
Shit.
Nice. That was a pretty good spark, dude.
Thank you very much. Are you guys going for Money Spark?
I
Dude,
mean,
always go for Money Spark.
we have time to decide, right? There's still a bit of time. Yeah, I'll give it a go. I don't think I've ever like gotten it in a serious round, but I'll give it a try.
I'd like to remind the stream I'm the only person to have done it in a marathon.
Deserves a medal, really.
Oh, you didn't go for the JVJ Spark either.
No, that's really, really hard to do.
Yeah. There's like a slightly faster way to get that super missile Eagle just got, but it's incredibly dumb.
Yeah, basically you need to do like a really, really... You need to have very fast fingers for it, because you need to like do a bomb jump, and then spark immediately. And you're on a timer because of the way the speed booster charge works.
Yeah, you have to do it before the charge runs out and without activating the charge, which is really hard.
Hard.
Nice. This is hard without sound.
Mobius and Eagle crossing paths as they run through the same room of North Edge.
So I'm grabbing Ice Beam early. That's not something we used to do. Well, it's complicated. We used to get Ice Beam early.
Yeah.
And then
Complicated
we
is
didn't.
the right way to put it.
But now we do it again because of something that comes later.
Yes.
Anyway, Ice Beam is pretty useful because we needed to set up a particular glitch you'll see later on. I'm not going to explain it right now. It's one of the few useful glitches in the run.
Yeah, originally people thought it was... Originally people got it early because that made the game easier. And then we were like, well, obviously that's a dumb thing to do. But then it turned out we needed it after all.
For a very interesting reason, which will become apparent soon, I promise. So also, there's some heated rooms in North Air, so everyone's gonna have to probably refill somewhere.
Yeah, one of the more
It's
subtle
usually, like,
differences
super
between... What?
I heal at high jump, personally. Whoa.
Yeah, you can do either. It's fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, one of the differences between the two routes is the amount of health and ammo you have in North Air is different. And one of the advantages of the route I'm doing is that it's possible to go through North Air without healing at all, but I'm not going to do it in this marathon because it's just kind of scary.
So as with like any 100% category in Metroid games, you tend to really get like way too many missiles pretty early on. And you see by this point, like they've already got like 100 missiles, and Mobius will have even more. It's very easy to kind of just get over ammoed in these games when you're speedrunning through.
Definitely. It's really
possible
useful
to. Get
to... Go on.
I was just going to say, if you don't refill, even with this many missiles, it's possible to get low by the end of Turian.
That's true.
So they're not wasted.
Yeah, I guess you don't refill again until then. So
Yeah, at the end you have like 6 billion spare.
Missiles are really useful in Zero Mission though, because generally your beam is not that great. And you need missiles to kill almost any boss, basically. Like a lot of bosses are just plain immune to your beam. Even to charge beam. Ah, damn.
no money spark for you.
I hit the enemy on the way down. I'm surprised that happened. I'm grabbing Wave Beam here. Unfortunately, we cannot do late Wave Beam yet, because we need Wave Beam for one room in Ruby.
Or do
Though
we?
recently, it was discovered that TAS can actually do that room without Wave Beam by doing a really, really like cool reverse Shine Spark setup. Unfortunately, it's not really possible in real time because it requires like, was it more than 4 frame perfect inputs or something like that?
I think it was like
yeah.
7 or 9 frame perfect inputs. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, the
It looks
master,
amazing though.
the kind of master hacker of this game is a Finn by the name of ZX497. And a while ago he discovered that you could, if you sort of clip into a slope when you Shine Spark, you were able to go the opposite direction for some reason. I have no idea why. And he was able to use that in that room to do stuff that you're not supposed to do.
Yeah. So you guys heading towards the Cocoon fight now? This fight isn't too much of an issue 100% because it's got like so many missiles.
The hardest part is like making sure you align correctly for hitting 3 missiles as you're falling down. But since we have high jump, it's not too bad. So I'm going into Ridley now, and then immediately leaving. Because by exiting the room I was just in, the room like changes state, so we can go down and fight this boss.
Yeah.
And then we're basically like gonna do clockwise, counterclockwise sweep of Ridley.
Just get everything in one trip, so you don't have to go
Yeah.
back and clean up. Which is
Because
nice.
Ridley,
It's like the
Ridley
furthest
area
away
is
from
like,
everything.
yeah, it's really out of the way. So you want to make sure you pick up everything on the first trip there.
And that's why you want the speed booster, so you can create first.
I'm gonna do something really cool.
Yeah. Watch you on screen, and we can attempt to explain it afterwards. Nice.
So yeah, I just clipped through the floor. And it has to do with the game getting very confused about standing on top of two frozen enemies. And then both of them dying at once. Oh shit. Wow, okay.
Nice. Good job.
The game renders your position as being on top of this enemy, and because those enemies will respawn immediately after they die, when the game looks for your position, it sees it as on top of the enemy, which is now at its new respawn point, which is in the floor. So you walk to the floor. But for some reason that only affects your vertical position, not your horizontal.
Which is very convenient, otherwise you would probably get stuck in a wall.
Yeah.
And that's the reason for getting Ice Beam early, is to let it do that, so you don't have to do a
Yeah, you have to be
different way to get that.
standing on. You have to be standing on the two frozen enemies to trigger it.
Is it that it doesn't work anywhere else, or that it's just not helpful anywhere else?
Yeah,
does.
it works in a few other places, but nowhere useful yet that we've found. Oops. Might be.
Yeah, this game has a lot of kind of like Shine Spark kind of puzzle rooms, similar to Fusion really in that respect, to get items.
And they all
Kind of
suck.
doing a couple of them now in Ridley. They
They're
do
not that
all
bad.
suck. No, they are. Some of them are pretty terrible.
The room I just did requires like you have to do a very specific jump to make it through all those blocks, and I think it's like a 3-frame window or something like that. It's pretty terrible for casual play.
Yeah.
It's a little easier if you don't have high jump, I think, but most likely by the time you enter with the area, you'll have high jump. You also see me going out of the way to collect super missile drops throughout this area, just because it speeds up the Ridley fight by quite a bit.
Yeah, obviously the payoff for not having super missiles by the time you do grade is that you have them by the time you get Ridley.
And you have lots
Obviously,
of them.
super missiles pretty much trivialize bosses, like, you know, poor
They
Ridley.
really do. So a super missile does the same damage as 5 missiles. So they're pretty potent.
Oops, I wasn't even close.
Oh wow, Mobius had almost caught up to LordAlu.
Yeah, I am playing badly.
Don't worry, he's
Oh well.
failing to shine jobs, so it's fine.
The Ridley area is pretty punishing, because almost all of the tricks, if you tell them you have to go and reset the room, it's slow.
Yeah, so there's Ridley. Bye, Ridley.
And he's gone now.
Nice seeing you.
I mean, enemies in this game generally don't do a lot of damage, and we already have like a million E-tanks at this point, so there's like almost no danger of dying. So we just run into him and just spam all our missiles. And because we have so many super missiles, he goes down really fast.
So
I
now
also got-
Eagle's pretty much just... Sorry, carry on.
I got no super missile drops from Ridley, which is pretty bad.
Ouch.
It means I had to collect a few drops on the way out, like I just did
Yeah.
here.
So he's making his way back up to Tyrion now. And he's gonna need quite a few super missiles. How many did you go for, roughly?
Like usually I'll want 10 super missiles by the time I exit this area. Oops, wow.
Yeah.
Before I go to Torian though, I gotta clean up all the items I did not get in Brinstar the first time around that Mobius already gotten.
Yeah, I did forget about that. So yeah, entering Tyrion is where the routes are pretty much gonna converge between everybody.
So if you're confused about who's in the lead or whatever, you will see as soon as we start entering Torian.
And the other benefit with doing Prince cleaning up later is that you have high jump for things.
Yeah, it makes it. It basically means you won't have to do a lot of bomb jumps because you can just like, sort of jump that distance instead. Also, we have power grip, which also helps in that regard because yeah, we can just grab onto a few places. Man, Ridley is loud.
Yeah, man. That's why I said like they shouldn't put the game audio too loud because Ridley will
Yeah,
kill people's ears.
he's not even that bad in Zero Mission. If you want a really bad Ridley,
Fusion.
you gotta play Fusion.
Yeah. Fusion. This is true.
It's worth mentioning, this route used to do Imago at the end of Ridley instead of the start because we had more supers. But the problem with that is if you use all your supers on Imago, then you have to refill before Tyrion to have any there. And a setup was found to kill him really quickly with only 4.
Imago's the flying bug enemy they did at the start. Of
Yeah,
Ridley.
the bee thing, yeah.
The sync right now.
Why did I do that? Why did I do that?
Whoops. RNG manipulation, don't worry about it.
Yeah. I'll get loads of super drops in Torian now. I hit the wall. That was the RNG manipulation.
Oh, it appears we're playing without a timer.
Yeah, it's happening for a while, don't worry about it. It's still running, it's just frozen on expert 10.
We all got world record.
Nice.
Yeah. Good job with these in-game time.
No, we don't.
Oh no, you don't, because, okay, never mind. Because it's silly. I mean, you can for this race because no one's messing with it, but it's fine.
RTA versus in-game time is an ongoing battle across Metroid games.
Yeah. I keep losing track of who's using what.
I think most use in-game time, right? Except like Metroid 2, this game, and Super
quite a
Metroid.
few use real time now, actually.
Oh, okay. I mean, the first Metroid doesn't have in-game time, so that's a fair point for using RTA.
I think Hunters does as well, because I'm pretty sure like the Hunters in-game time is just as messed up as Metroid 2's is.
Oh, I see.
Like, same kind of thing, if you pause at certain times, the timer loses resolution.
Interesting.
The good guys will win out eventually.
Well, I mean, it's kind of ironic that we're at the point that the retro-made Metroid games have better in-game timers than Nintendo ones. But yeah,
How are we
so...
doing? How's it going on the route
Routes-
convergence?
Yeah, routes are pretty much converged now. Eagle's a couple of rooms into Turian, Mobius is just entering, and LordAlu's just finishing up Brinstar cleanup.
We have a $5 donation from Blind Matrix. Kristen Mobiusman, a Metroid game. This seems familiar. Something like, "Hello chat, it's Sven again. I really like to hear my name on stream again. Good luck with all the runs." Smiley.
Thanks, Ben.
Uh,
We missed you.
I haven't gotten a
just love
single
hearing your
super
name.
drop yet.
Mobius has.
Only one so far.
Oh, there's two. Sweet.
Nice. Yeah, so even though everyone has all this much ammo, Turian is still annoying for drops, because supers are just way faster than normal missiles for Metroid. So not having to use normal missiles is obviously ideal, but if you don't get any super drops, then you don't really have much of a choice. Triples or bust.
Okay.
Ah, no.
Anyone doing triples?
Nope.
You guys all suck. So the Mother Brain fight's pretty straightforward. Kind of crouch in front of her and do, I think it's 4 normal missiles and a super to
Yep.
get the most amount of damage per round. It was recently discovered that you can do kind of triples on Mother Brain, but no one's doing it for whatever reason.
It's hard.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to do. I actually did try it.
It looks so cool though.
It also requires that you have at least, like, I think 6 super missiles to set it up properly.
Yeah. So LordAlu is just making it to Turian now, so everyone's kind of converged. And so now the race should be pretty straightforward to follow.
Yeah, I'm lost.
Also to note with Mother Brain that when she's dying, she doesn't count as solid, but the game keeps repositioning you sideways, so you can keep running into her and charge a Shine Spark that you can use in the escape room.
Makes
Saves
sense.
quite a bit of time.
Sort of the end part of Torian is sort of trivialized by the fact that you have so many missiles at this point, so you can just sort of blast your way through the entire thing. Something that's a bit of a concern if you're playing any percent, because then ammo management is really tight in that section.
Not as tight as in low percent.
Yeah, but low percent.
Low percent is just sort of hoping you get drops whenever you kill a red rinker.
Don't knock it, man, Astra. Oh, we didn't do any jokes about finishing the run.
No. Yeah, so like now you get the kind of suitless intermission, which is the same as every other category. And because you always start with 100 health, people probably aren't gonna refill either because it's slow, so you won't see people taking damage, hopefully.
I think people
So I
are
don't
going
think
to
anyone will...
Yeah, we'll probably
to
refill.
Okay. Wow, you guys.
Dying is not much fun.
Okay, yeah, fair. I'll give you that much.
But yeah, it's a slow refill. So generally, if you're doing 100%, you'll probably skip it.
Yeah. Well, because they're refilling, maybe you will see some crazy damage things happening.
Yeah, refilling saves a bit of time at the end of this section, which I guess works. Oh, I just saved by accident. Nice.
Nice.
Well,
I mean, it's better than dying by accident.
yes. The two ending better.
And now if you do die by accident, you can reload your save. Totally worth it. So this section is just a lot of kind of running through rooms, trying to distract pirates so that you don't get blocked in.
There's a lot of wall jumping in this section, there's a lot of platforming. Generally, we don't really care about being spotted or not. There's a few exceptions, but I think I've been through most of them at this point. Because if you do get spotted, occasionally the game will like block off certain doors, and you'll have to wait until the alarm goes off, which is really slow. So in those sections, we'll try to avoid getting spotted. Oh, okay, I messed this up. You can sort of duck under that searchlight, which saves a little time, but I totally butchered it.
Yeah, so basically don't do what Eagle did, or you have to do what Eagle is doing now, which is what
Yeah. Avenge me, Mobius.
And also, yeah, for some reason your pistol breaks bomb blocks, which I still don't really get, but sure.
Oh yeah, the weapon we use for this section, it only stuns the pirates. It doesn't kill them. So at most we can stun them and run past them.
Yeah, and it breaks bomb blocks for whatever reason.
This area is not very popular casually, but I think for the speedrun there's quite a lot of subtlety added. There are some unique tricks because your jumping abilities are different when you're suitless.
It's pretty cool.
Did you say it was not popular as a casual?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I sort of got the other impression that people really like this section.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I
a
personally,
lot of people thought it was boring.
I personally don't like it that much when speedrunning.
Oh, no.
Wow, okay. So just ignore everything I said.
That's just my opinion, man.
Oh,
Not
Lord,
popular
map
outside of
shame.
Denmark.
Yeah, at least I know where I'm going
Map
now.
of shame. So you can like jump over the map terminal and not get the map, but LordAlu didn't make the jump.
It's harder than it looks. The map hitbox is really weird.
It really
It
is.
is pretty hard. I can't
You try to close the jump over, and then the thing like drags you in from really far away.
Yeah.
So Eagle's pretty much done with Suitless now.
Getting there, at
At least
least.
this chase section, at least, it's almost over. It's got like a couple of rooms left. Mobius is a few rooms behind. LordAlu's a little bit further behind that.
At the end of Suitless is a really cool boss that we all like.
Yeah.
It's totally not random and always consistent. I mean, this is the benefit of refilling the Suitless, I guess.
Yeah, at least we're not worried about dying, which is sort of an issue normally.
Right,
you
so the
get
other
hit-
benefit.
If you get hit by the boss, then you take I think most of his attacks do like 50 damage, so you can only
Yeah.
afford to get hit once and then you die.
How the boss
Unless
works
you
is there's a random timer in between each of his attacks that has, like a random value within a certain range. But whenever you get hit, the timer resets to a different range, which is on average shorter. So if you refill, then you can damage yourself intentionally between each cycle, and it speeds up the fight.
I mean, how much time does it like save? I don't really know.
I think it's an average of 1 second per cycle, so 3
Yeah,
seconds.
it's not a consistent save. It might not even save time, but
Yeah, I mean,
generally
like, on
it's
average,
about
like
1
we
second.
expected. Yeah,
That was a really good fight.
that was actually really nice. You kind of looked over and suddenly you had 2 seals already.
Now the game gives me Mario for no reason,
Yeah.
as well as all the unknown items that we've collected up to this point.
Yeah, I mean, the unknown items you did actually go and get, though. It's not like they just gave them to you out of
Yeah,
nowhere.
yeah.
But various it's just randomly given to you at this point. And gravity. And now the fun begins.
Yeah, some people criticize cleanup in this game because it's backtracking just sort of for the sake of extra items, but I think it's really fun to play. It's a pretty non-stop sequence of cool tricks.
Yep. I mean, so the main reason that cleanup hasn't really been done earlier is because power bombs.
Yeah. We have to collect power bombs at like basically like almost next to the final boss is where the first power bomb tank is available, and you need power bombs in order to actually get all the items in the game, obviously. But a lot of items in different areas are blocked off by like power bomb blocks or something, so we need those in order to get the remaining items. So we have to make a detour to get that one power bomb tank, and then we can start really getting the final items in the game.
And unfortunately, no early power bomb has been found as yet. It was
As
like
of
a
yet.
kind of close theory, but it doesn't really work.
Yeah, you can get out early power bombs as long as you die at the same time.
Yeah.
It's not that useful.
It does some crazy things to the title screen though.
Yeah, we still have no idea what that's about.
If anyone is curious what I'm talking about, you can search up the no boss mini boss task for this game, and at the end it gets the early power bomb and dies, and then some kind of weird shit happens. Alright, so let's see how LordAlu's Charlie fight goes.
Someone in chat mentioned how like pointless power bombs are in this game, and he's kind of right. Like, you don't need them for anything in this game. At this point, you can just go fight the final boss if you want to. Power bombs are just sort of there for the sake of being there.
They're there entirely to pad out the extra items so you get 100.
Yeah, basically. I mean, it's a remake of an old game which didn't have power bombs in the first place, so I figured the developers didn't really know what to do.
It didn't have a lot of things in the first place, let's be honest.
Yeah, that's true. There's a lot of new items in this game that they implemented well, but power bombs probably weren't one of them.
I mean, yeah, that's true. Like, this game is kind of designed with speedrunning kind of in mind because of all the shortcuts and a lot of things that
Definitely.
kind of allow you to go through with like low percent stuff. The game is designed to be very like not necessarily like, not like breakable, but like open to routing.
It's actually very unbroken, although we're getting closer.
Yeah, I mean, there's like what, a glitch and a half now.
Yeah.
Like the clip and the reverse shine spark, it's like a glitch and a half, I'd say.
Well, there's a lot of weird, non-useful stuff that's been found.
Yeah,
There are two
true.
different types of clipping through walls that don't do anything yet, but I figure it's only a matter of time.
So yeah, so Eagle now has power bombs, and you can now use power bombs to get more power bombs.
Yo, dog.
I mean, you just used 2 power bombs to get another power bomb tank. I mean,
That's
pretty
right.
much sums up cleanup.
Power bomb management is actually very tight
Yeah.
for the first part of cleanup. We just barely have enough for all the stuff we need. And if I get a drop later on, I'll be really happy because it saves about 5 seconds.
Yeah. Yeah, so before heading into cleanup proper, there's one more kind of interesting thing that's going to happen in Chizodia. I think. Pretty sure that's now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So your Eagle's gonna head back and get a refill first. Then he's gonna do a pretty kind of interesting trick to get a specific item.
Yeah, it's an E-tank that's sort of weird to get. We can do a very, very precise sequence in order to grab it in a slightly faster manner. Basically, we'll want to get a speed boost in the glass tube that spans a specific area, but we need to go under the glass tube, which we do by blowing it up with a power bomb. But as soon as we've blown up the glass tube with the power bomb, we don't actually have enough space to get a speed boost going. So we need to get the speed boost and destroy the glass tube at the same time.
Yeah. And then maintain the speed boost long enough to do a spark to get through speed booster blocks to get the item.
Yep.
It's a pretty intense little trick. It saves quite a bit of time over doing it the normal way, right?
Yeah, well, it lets you kind of completely reroute cleanup, because the way we used to get that item was, well, the way you're supposed to get it is a shine spark from a room that's like below and to the left. But if you get it now, then
Ah!
okay.
So I'll be showing off the
now
slow
you're
way
gonna
of
see the
getting it.
intended version. That was so close.
I shouldn't have done the speed boost. That's sort of a ballsy way of doing it.
Yeah, so that's how you're meant to do it, but not doing it that way kind of changes the order in which you go about getting certain items. I mean, you can still do it that way. You can still do it the like intended way in this route, but
Sure.
just takes time.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
used
so-
to pass through this area
There you go.
twice and get it on the way back.
Mobius got it.
I
You
did
also
the
see
same.
that they,
Eagle tried
You-
to do
yeah,
it.
You probably did the shine spike, didn't you?
he did.
Yeah.
Mobius did a diagonal shine spot from the ledge, whereas Eagle went for a space boost, which is riskier.
No problem, probably.
I didn't get any either. I think we're like neck and neck now.
Yeah, he's like a room behind you.
So hold on, E-Tank Space Jam.
We'll see. So because I didn't get a problem drop, I have to do a really long shine spark sequence. It's a little scary because it takes a long time to set up.
Yeah. The Eagle's pretty much making his way back into Chariot actually now. Going back in the reverse entrance after he's got this item.
Yep. So this entire shine
it's
spark
like-
sequence is just to be able to get this power bomb
Yeah.
tank.
Yeah. There's a couple of items in Tyrion that you can't grab in the first trip. For whatever reason, they've got items in Tyrion, and you can go back in and have a look around.
Yeah, Turian
Which is
changes
pretty cool.
states after you escape for the first time. So now we're going like to ruin Turian, which is what you see in Super Metroid basically at the beginning of the game.
The items actually got put back in for Super Metroid, which makes even less sense.
Yeah.
I assume Samus just didn't get all the items the first time around. This is non-canon.
There's also this kind of long space boost to get the other item. Nice.
It's pretty cool,
feel
but
like
it's one of those
people-
things you really don't want to drop because again it takes forever to
Yeah.
set up.
I've seen people fail it quite a few times, and it's always ends terribly when they do. Nice, Mogus got it as well. Ali's making his way towards Glass Tube now as well, so we'll see if he gets it. Very nice.
So the items that we have to backtrack for is mostly stuff that you need gravity suit in, or power bombs for, because they're in lava or behind blocks or whatever.
Yeah.
Ooh, I got a power bomb drop.
Nice.
Lucky you.
Dude, RNG manipulation, told you.
Oops, wow, that was dumb.
Yeah, so right now cleaning up Kraid and then heading over to Norfair. And No, there's nothing in Brinstar. So this room that Eagle's in right now is actually the room that the No Boss Mini Boss task gets the early power bomb in, and then kills itself in. It's something like if you die and door transition on the same frame, then sometimes you can freely move around the next room. Kind of weird.
Yeah, the death animation doesn't play fully, and you get put into a no-clip state for some bizarre reason. So then you hover to where the power bomb is, and then when you cancel the no-clip, you die immediately.
Yep. Which is a shame.
It is a shame. It's kind of semi-close to being workable. Because we found out if you gain health and then do something that resets your animation, like, well, the example that I found was using a map station, then you do come back to life. But as far as we know, there's no way to do either of those things.
Yet.
Yet, exactly. Did you do the northwest base please, Eagle?
Yes, I did, both ways.
Cool.
Yep.
What?
Oh no.
I appear to be
Well,
going
Luke
to
bugged with the space boost somehow in Turian. That was kind of weird. That looked like it should have been fine.
Yeah. There we go.
Hmm.
I think I might be having some stream issues. I apologize.
Yeah, you're dropping a few frames.
I think it's fixed now.
Yeah, it's been happening on and off for a few minutes, but it's not too bad.
Whatever.
Yeah, so Eagle's mostly finished with cleanup now. He's back in Trezonia. Unfortunately, there is one powerbomb tank that's like incredibly out of the way.
Yeah, it's really far out of the way. It's basically all the way back where you got your suit back. But at that point, you don't have power bombs, so you can't grab it. So we got to make it all the way back to that place now that we have power
Yeah,
bombs.
so it's basically backtracking all the way back through Suitless to get a powerbomb tank, to then come all the way back through it to head to the end of the game.
It's kind of unfortunate because if there was a way for it to for us to get it early, it would probably save over a minute. Alright, well, since I'm comfortably in the lead, apparently, the burden is on you to do Space Jam B tank, Mobius.
I don't understand. Burden's on me?
Uh-huh. If you want
Why
to
would
catch
you-
up.
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna do it, obviously. But you should do it as well to get further ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's totally what will happen.
I'll just say I did it. You're probably not going to check the stream archives after.
I definitely
will. I'm watching you.
No spoilers, guys.
So there we go, Eagles finally at the end of the backtrack. The final powerbomb tank.
I'm just missing one E-tank now.
Yep.
Just one E-tank, the infamous one.
Yes, there's one item left. Hopefully one item left.
Yeah,
Which is
ideally.
a couple of rooms before Ridley. Spoilers. And hopefully, well, at least everyone will know if they got 100% or not from the fight. So there is that at least.
Yeah, the final boss has 3 times the amount of health if you collected all the items in the game. So he's like slightly harder in that sense. He still does the same damage and everything, so
He's just a little bit more of a tank.
definitely. You'll see more of him, just because he actually takes a lot of damage now. Not much, but more of him still. Ah, this room lags so much.
Okay, here we go. What's he gonna do? Dude, nice.
Yes!
That was space jumpy tank,
The run is saved.
and it is hard.
It's very hard, and it only saves like 4 seconds at the very end of the run. So a lot of
It's
people
totally
don't
worth it,
opt to
though.
go for it. It looks cool.
It looks
yeah.
amazing.
You can just shine spark across that gap, but you have to spend the time and charge another speed boost, so it's a little